What? There's another one of these? Oh boy, are they stretching themselves thin by making a second one, I tell you what. Following the enormous success of the original Friday the 13th, Paramount was more or less obligated to deliver a sequel the following year. Debates went back and forth on whether the sequel would set the stage for an anthology series of unrelated horror films, or if they would continue on with Jason as the killer since, ho, spooky! Who won that argument, you may ask? Well, that's a bad example because that's not technically Jason, but you catch my drift. Hey, it's Adrian King from the original film. I wonder what she's dreaming about. This scene is interesting because it implies that Jason learned the name of the woman who killed his mom and tracked her down in a completely different city, proving that even Jason Voorhees occasionally needs help from the white pages. One interesting footnote, actress Adrian King only agreed to a much smaller role in this film after the success of the original led to frequent run-ins with a stalker who would eventually break into her apartment, causing her to become scared shitless. So what's her role in the film? She's alone in her apartment, fearing for her life that someone outside is stalking her and is gonna break in. Maybe it'll have a happy ending. So Jason carried his mom's head from Crystal Lake to Alice's apartment? Boy, Crystal Lake has grown since the last time we saw it. I hear their Exxon now has a Donkey Kong 3. Hey, look who's back!
They didn't believe me. You're all doomed.
Of course, this time around, with Pamela Voorhees dead, he mainly just warns people about unwanted towing.
Welcome to God's country.
Asshole. Everyone is here as part of a camp counselor training program, which, considering it's already summer, they'll be ready just in time for Halloween. Funny how he mentions survival, and the survivor shows up. Pfft, just another straight-laced, prudish, virginal, conservative slasher movie survivor. Or, wait, she takes her top off, is late for work, and is sleeping with her boss? Well, this movie isn't following the rules.
I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason.
He was never intended as the killer, but they needed a sequel. Jason is actually the killer from Savage Weekend! Wait a minute, how can that be? Things are actually happening in this film. Uh-oh, turns out the killer is... Henry Fonda? That's what you get for not taking your own damn advice. A couple of the kids decide to go off and visit Camp Blood, which apparently shit out a dead dog, but oh, Sheriff Pusser, you hound!
You're not even gonna reprimand him?
Maybe those kids are right. If I sneak into Camp Blood, maybe I too could get some serious underage poon. Ugh, this Camp Crystal Lake is a mess. Someone should really buy it and spend a week fixing up the place. What's the worst that could happen? That's okay. I know what he was looking at. Okay, we're about halfway through this movie. We need to start isolating some of these saps.
Anybody wants a last night on the town, now's your chance.
Funny how those going off to party and drink themselves silly aren't the ones to die. What? It's like all these movies aren't the same fucking movie.
I only want your fingers.
She needs to be more subtle, like the guy who steals the Skinny Dipper's clothes. Does everyone have to fall for the floor pie gag?
Well, that part of the movie is quite subpar.
What does the winner want?
Guess.
The ability to walk, or a kiss. She decides to sexify up this scene by putting on a much heavier sweater and poop brown undies. Ooh, itchy. Hey, Vicky, are you out there? Fuck this mask. Jason needs something more convenient, like a potato sack. There you go, MPAA. This one's for you. Funny how that scene was trimmed quite heavily to avoid an X rating, but a still shot of the scene appears on the back of the box.
Sandra.
That's not what Jason looks like. Where's the hockey mask? Woohoo, graphic. Best get rid of these bodies quick. Mom and Dad are home.
Is this a joke?
Oh, there's someone in this fucking room!
Whoop! Quarter in the swear jar, little missy. I should be safe in here. Windows bad, windows bad. It's funny seeing the early days when Jason actually had some feeling in between his legs. Seriously, don't worry about Jason. If he gets injured, they'll just rush him to the hospital. He'll be fine. Now stab him in the fucking back. With Jason now subdued, she can finally take that tour of Camp Blood without getting stabbed in the head with a hammer. Oops, you picked the losing cabin. Ginny comes up with the bright idea that so long as you're wearing his mom's sweater, any chick will do.
You've done your job well, and Mommy is pleased. That's a good boy.
If Betsy Palmer did the first one because she needed a new car, was this one done because she needed new brake pads? Oh right, I'm a moron. My mom's dead. Hey, where the fuck have you been, dipshit? Careful guys, you're turning that pigsty into a piece of shit. For those wondering, it keeps going to tie up all the loose ends. Holy jeez, he was John Belushi all along? Friday the 13th Part 2 was again a success at the box office, bringing in $21 million against a $1 million budget. The film ends on a shot of Pamela Voorhees' head because originally the actor playing the head was going to open her eyes before the credits roll. That ending was, however, deemed too stupid by the filmmakers, but that didn't stop the ending of Part 3 from upping that fucking ante.